Once a brick selection is made, then the next two natural steps to make, obviously, would be to select a mortar color that complements the brick and a type of mortar joint. I'd like you to know that the type of mortar joint is more than just aesthetics. The type of joint you pick could actually have an effect on the durability and performance of the wall. You may think that if you select a brick that's sort of rough on its face, maybe around the edges, or has a sand face, a lot of architectural type features, that you might want to pick out also a joint that's rough, just by cutting the mortar or allowing it to squeeze out and hang there on the side of the brick, something like that. Know this though, the type of joint that you select has a lot to do with how much water makes it through the brick veneer. Notice this slide. The three joints on the bottom left-hand side of this slide, one is a concave, one is a V-joint, and the last there is a grapevine joint. All three of those joints do a bit of sealing of the joint so that water can't pass through it easily. When the mason takes that tool, whether it be a concave joiner, a V, or a grapevine, and pulls it through those head and bed joints, he's bringing some fines to the surface of that joint and actually sealing the mortar joint to the brick above and the brick below a bit. And it really does a good job as far as keeping water out of the wall. Now the ones that you see displayed there in the slide on the right-hand side do look very nice with some brick, but just know, without some type of sealing or tooling of the joints, water does pass through the brick veneer more freely. Notice this slide. Here the mason has tooled the wall with a concave joiner and missed one head joint. See the crack there at the upper right-hand side of that head joint? How much water do you think can make its way through there? And what a difference it would have made if he just pulled a concave joiner down through there and sealed that head joint to the brick, right and left. One thing I should say about a V-joint, many masons, rather than actually using a V-jointer, the tool itself, will just pick up a piece of brick and use the side of a brick to make that joint. It's very similar in appearance. It does make a V in the joint, but it doesn't do the sealing that the tool might. So really, if you pick a V joint, use the tool that's meant to make that feature. So, make the selection you need to make your house look beautiful, but it does make a difference as far as water penetration, and I'd like to suggest that you consider a concave, a V-joint, or a grapevine joint.